Hello and welcome everyone. So in this video, we will look at another front-end interview question. So in this video, we will look at creating our own observer design pattern. So observer design pattern is consists of two entities. One is observer and the other is subject. And here, what we can see is we are creating two observers, observer one and observer two, and it extends our observer class. And we are creating a subject which extends our subject class. Now what we are doing is we are adding observers to our subject class, and whenever we perform any action in our subject, it will trigger the observers which are listening to that action. So, for example, if I do some action in my subject class, trigger it will trigger the action. It will trigger that action in all the observers that are listening to the subject. So, like if I run this, you will see that subject is performing action. Here I perform the action in subject, and here you will see two console logs that observer has received those triggered actions. That the observer has received those triggered actions. The observer has listened to those actions that is performed in subject. So observer received update with data, action performed. Action performed is the data that we passed in our subject class. So, like this is a pretty basic example of how the observer design pattern is made and how you can use it in different purposes, like your public pub/sub pattern, publisher subscribe pattern, where one is publishing and other is subscribing to those published changes. Here, observer is subscribing to those to the action that is triggered by subject, and whenever subject triggers action, observer receives a hook or observer gets update that the action is performed by subject. Now let's try to code both the classes. So first we will code a observer class. So we can see that observer class has like will have something like update method that gets fired when our subject class performs some action, and it will receive a data. And here we will just console log uh, action performed by subject, and we'll just console log data here as well. Now, this is pretty much needed in observer class. Now we will just try to code a subject class. So subject class will have a constructor, and here what we will do is it will maintain a list of observers here. It will just maintain who all are observing this subject class. And now we'll create an add observer method. Add observer method will take in observer, and this will just I will just push the list of observers with this new observer, right? And now we will create our remove observer. Remove observer, we are not using it in this example, but like we can just create it so that when we remove it, the this observer should not be triggered with this method. So this dot observers will be equal to this dot observers dot filter observer, and observer is not equal to the observer that is passed. So this is really it. Um, yeah. So now let's also call uh, perform action where the subject will perform action, and this action here will just what we will just do is we will uh, loop over the observers. The first we will console log that the subject has performed action performed by subject, and here we will loop over all the observers, or we will just do create another method is dot notify observers. Notify observers, we will just create this now. So notify observers will what it will do is it will loop over all the observers. This dot observers dot for each observer, and here what we will do is we will call this update method observer dot update, and we will call this with data. So here we'll pass in the data as this We'll just pass in data as action performed, and this will take in data, and we'll pass in data. So this is really it. Now, if I just rerun this and refresh the page, observer is not a function. Okay. Observer. Okay. Observer is not a function. This dot observers line number 13. Ah, my bad. I just need to call push here and rerun this. Refresh this. It's a undefined reading push. Okay. Okay, my spelling is wrong. Constructor. Now if I rerun this, refresh this, yeah. Now we are getting action performed by subject and our observers are receiving those action. Now if I do this again, if I just do observers subject dot remove observer 2 and I call this again, and if I rerun this and refresh this, you can see that this time we only get one console log action performed by subject, not the two that we got here, as we have removed observer from observer 2. So this is a pretty basic example of creating an observer design pattern. Hope you liked the video. Please let me know if there's anything else, and please subscribe, and I'll see you next one.